Hey, what's up? It's DJ Drue Mitchell, and we're here on The Music Shop, a new show that we're doing here on JUCE TV. We're outside the brand new set for JUCE, and we're here with Skrip, our very first victim on the show. We're going to talk shop with the music you see here on JUCE. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Drew?
Not much, man. Well, why don't you give us a little rundown on where you're from and how you came up?
I'm from Chicago, born and raised. It's a lot colder out there than it is here right now. And I started listening to Christian rap, actually, when I was in the crib. And I don't mean the house. I'm not talking about a ghetto verbiage. I'm talking about I was in the wooden crib as a baby, listening to Christian music, Christian rap. First artists I ever heard were D-Boy, ETW, and stuff. And that just kind of carried me through. I mean, God's favor and whatnot, and God's grace upon my life, and just pushed me through to where, 12 years old was my first big break, and that was when I was 12, opening up for T-Bone.
We know him.
Yeah, Boney Soprano, I see you. And so, from 12 years old, just kind of like pushing through, and I never like was one of those guys that just put out albums and stuff like that. I was too young, played around, whatever the case is. And then 2011, I put out my first project. And that is what kind of set off a lot of things by the grace of God alone, So, yeah.
So, what was the temperature of Christian hip-hop in the Chicagoland area in, like, the early 2000s? I mean, Jesus Walks is obviously...
Right. Early 2000s. From what I remember at that time, I was really heavy into breakdancing, right? So I was always b-boying, and there was always... Not always, but there was Christian events where there was breakdancing. I mean, you don't see that anymore. Not that it's dead, but at least in Chicago, there's not many concerts or anything. So as far as Chicago's concerned, the climate of all that's kind of low. But what I do remember at that time is there was, the hip hop, like actual, like the true authentic hip hop was it was a lot more, I guess, popular in the Christian music at that time, And so I remember listening to those guys and I don't even remember their names now, but John Rubin and things of that nature, you know what I mean? KJ52 was, popping and stuff.
Okay, so fast forward to today. You, Hillary Jane, Kid, you seem to kind of be the forefronters of this new next movement of hip-hop. What's the one thing that really separates you from everything else that's going on?
Really what I've been really hearing, one of the good things about, doing concerts and whatnot is, of course, you're encountering and coming in contact with fans and whatnot. And what I hear people say a lot is just how different, they feel when they hear the music. You know what I'm saying? And when I hear that, I'm like, I'm obviously thanking the Lord. I'm like, man, this is all I desire. Like, I want people to hear the music, but then get to know truth, the truth in the music and behind the music, and what even stimulates it, what pushes it out. And so, really, man, my heart is it may sound whatever cliche, whatever, but I honestly just want to honor God with what He said in His Word. I'm just like, I just want to go forth and use whatever God's given me to be able to make a real impact. And music's not going to save anybody, but I believe that there's power in the music regardless, And so, really, I just put my all into what I do. I've been doing it for a long time, and my heart of hearts is to honestly see people come to know Jesus, and at the shows, at the concerts, I was doing a tour out here, and so just to have, those elements of like, this is not just music. We're gonna stop everything. We're gonna get this, and it's just seeing lives like impacted that way is amazing. And I think that is pretty much a part of what separates, myself from different things, I believe, so.
One of my favorite things from the time that I saw you and is I took, my brother, and he doesn't go to a lot of Christian shows. He listens to more about some of those artists we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And he was just like, this is Christian? Like that, like, I love that reaction,
Yeah. No, that's funny how people, it's funny how people, I guess, think that sometimes. And it's changing, man, to be honest. It's changing where it's almost like that, it almost, for the most part, some people just don't even care, like, if it's Christian or not. They won't even know sometimes until you listen to, obviously, the words, that's really the key. That's like with everything, you know, when you hear songs on the radio, wow, this is a great beat. When you hear the lyrics, you're like, oh my gosh, I should turn this off.
All right, so obviously social media is a huge part of what you do. What are some rules or guidelines or quick concepts that you apply to yourself that maybe you could share with all of us?
For social media, let's see. Let's start with Instagram then.
Yeah, because you're big on Instagram.
Right, Instagram. Sometimes I have a bad tendency of deleting posts sometimes after I put them, because I look at them and I'm like 2 hours later I'm like, okay, this is
2 hours.
Yeah. I'm like, I let it fly. I let it fly because I forget about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I put this up? And I delete it. And then I had a buddy who texted me and he's like, why are you deleting posts? I'm like, get off my Instagram, bro. But so yeah, I mean, what you want to do, man, if it's for interaction, really, is interaction. You just want to post stuff that looks clean. You know what I mean? You don't want to post. You know, I know Android people have a struggle with that. You know, you have to get an iPhone for that. But you know, you want to post a clean image. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there's different things. I've seen like teen styles of editing photos and stuff. I made a joke about it on my Instagram. You got to like put the white balance all the way. Everything has to just look whited out and real small square in the middle, white border around it. But I mean, really, what you want to do is just put out quality pictures, flyers. And when you want to post flyers to promote an event, that stuff doesn't fly. Like I was with a friend yesterday, and his likes on his Instagram are like, I don't know, 9,000, 10,000, sometimes lower, 5,000, whatever. But when I saw a flyer picture, I said, I bet you that's the lowest liked picture on your Instagram. I clicked it, it had like 548 likes. So you want to put images that are clean, you know, and so that's one thing. And of course, if people like you, they're going to like your photos and videos. And so that's for Instagram. Then, of course, there's Twitter. And you just don't want to blow people's feeds up. You don't want to be annoying. And especially if you're an artist and you're trying to promote your stuff, please, you know, I don't know. You either have to stop doing that or just pray or do something else. Don't flood anybody else, you know.
Pray before you tweet.
Exactly.
So that you don't delete them 2 hours later.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to put more prayer into that.
All right, so I got to be honest. I fancy myself as kind of a musical librarian, and but dude, I'm a little confused on your discography. So I know Becoming All Things on Spotify. It's 2011, right?
Okay.
And then we got the new record coming in 2015.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a few singles that were free, I think, that were floating around.
Right.
Like I got Come With Me off of a Jesus Freak Hideout compilation.
Okay.
And then I don't even know where I got Say featuring Andy Mineo. I have no idea where I got that from some random spot.
Okay.
So set us straight. What do you got?
Okay. Okay, so you pretty much named it all minus _2, right? So I haven't put out an album in a long time. Like,
okay, so there's no album since
there's no album since 2000. Yeah, well, _2 is a free album, you know, but there's no album. Well, okay, Becoming All Things 2011, _1, which is a straight boom bap kind of East Coast sampled heavy record. And I wanted to put that out to kind of get it out of the way. Like the reason I did those hip hop East Coast kind of sounds is, hey, I could hang with the lyrical, verbal, mystical, with the hip hop and the boom bap. You know what I'm saying? And so, so I did those in light of that, because I was like, yo, I want to do some fun party, you know, upbeat techno-y songs. Like I've always, introduced that even in 2011, my first self-produced album, and that's what helped me get signed and whatnot after that. And so pretty much
big shout out to Flynn Adam too on that record.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so anyway, _1 came out. That was straight hip hop, and then _2 was 2013. So that's pretty much those are the 3 albums per se that I have. 2 of them are free. You can get them online, and then one of them's on iTunes. And then my biggest album, best album ever, is coming out in 2015. So
in February.
Yes,
in February. And if you pre-order, you get one song.
Yes,
now,
you get a single now, and if you pre-order, you get some extra stuff in the coming months. So.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, speaking of features, you have a few of those as well. Is there one in particular when you think back on all of these features you've done so far? Like you're like, dude, that's me. I'm on that.
Okay, features that I featured on other
Yeah,
people's
you're
stuff.
on somebody else's record. Like you had
Yeah.
the Parker record.
Right,
and,
right.
I mean,
Man,
Shadowland.
these are all cool, man. They're all great records, you know. And just in case you're watching, I don't want to offend you guys, but I think personally, and not many people know I did this, but I think personally that me singing on Thizzle's album, Beautiful Monster, that's my favorite feature that I've done because I'm singing and people are like, where, you know, they're like, I see your name, but you're not rapping. It's Swoop, you, and Thizzle, but it's me singing. So.
All right, so finally we have to ask, and you definitely keep it super duper extra clean when it comes to the fashion tip. If you could maybe just wrap this up with how is that important to what you do? Okay,
well, for me, you know, some people may judge me or whatever. They haven't that I know of, you know, but some people may think it's you know, why, how is he wearing that? Or like I have this one picture with a Gucci shirt, whatever the case is, and I like high-end fashion, but I like high-end fashion at not half the price. I'm talking about 80% clearance off the price, if not 90%, because I actually shop at thrift stores, you know what I'm saying? So everything you see me, if you see me with some high-end, like, wow, how did he get that? How did he get that? It's like, chances are, you know what I'm saying? It's either a faux remake in the 80s that I have on or something like that. And so what that helps is, obviously, image is important. You know, anytime you're in front of someone, you want to present yourself well. And it's kind of, you know, it's come natural to me, you know, not saying that I'm the smoothest guy ever, you know, Mario Lopez, but I'm just, you know, just pretty much, that's very important. Like, for instance, I'll go on tour with people or to a show or whatever the case is, and my luggage is the most because I have all these outfits, and I lay all the outfits down and stuff. And to be honest, it's like, the same way the music is a bait, you know, the way you look is also a bait. You know, it's also something that God can use to introduce you to other people, and people come to you and be like, hey, that's an awesome this, that's an awesome that. So I use everything that I have, you know, to basically engage people, whether it's clothes or music or whatever. So definitely, yeah. So just shop at thrift stores more and get some good stuff.
Skrip, thanks for stopping by, man.
Hey,
We
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me, Drew.